Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Benson. What's yours? So we're going to do a review for Galaxy's Edge. We're going to specifically talk about the Savi's workshop, which is where you go in and build your own personal lightsaber. So to start off, the building of the lightsaber starts out at $200. There's no add-ons or anything after you pay that, so it's $199 plus tax. And I believe it ends up being about $221 when it's all said and done. Basically what happens, you have the option to make a reservation for Savi's similar to the droid, and then you also have the option of walking up and putting your name on the list and kind of hanging out. Now the way it's designed is when you first walk up, they have like a little holding area, and then once you're selected from there, you'll go to another holding area before you actually go in groups of 14. You can go in with a +1 for your lightsaber building experience, so keep that in mind. You get up there, you pay for your lightsaber, you also decide which one of the lightsaber builds you want to do. Now when you decide on what lightsaber you want, you're going to pick from one of 4 categories. The first category being peace and justice, the second being power and control, elemental nature, and then protection and defense. So the Disney Parks blog says that peace and justice, they're salvaged from fallen Jedi temples and crashed starships. These lightsaber pieces were created for Force wielders of the Republic era. The simple design reflects the commitment to the devout life of those whom they were created by. The Jedi Order, once guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy. Power and control, reclaimed from the ashes of the rumored Sith homeworld and abandoned Sith temples. These lightsaber pieces were originally forged by the Sith of their time, characterized by sharp, strong forms. These pieces showcase the brutality and relentlessness of the Sith's insatiable desire for power and control. Elemental nature, as we've been told, the Force is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. These lightsaber pieces are born of that same force. They are as unique as the user and as the elements of the nature, the wood from the Brylac tree and bone of the Carthusian whale, and even the tooth of a rancor. Protection and defense, cultivated from a time forgotten, these earliest lightsaber pieces contain designs and inscriptions that were shrouded in mystery, believed to be created for protection and defense, conferring anonymity and symbolizing emotional detachment. A lightsaber made from these pieces reconnects the user with the most ancient wellspring of the Force. Now when you first walk up, they show you a sheet of paper that has the 4 different saber types on them with pictures of all the different pieces. You can ask them if you can get a realistic view of them, and what they have to do is they have to bring you to like the secret box, and they can pull out the different drawers and show you all the different pieces for the lightsabers specifically, depending on and that gives you like for me it was like, okay, I know what they look like on paper. They look a certain way, but actually in person, like some of the colors are dulled, and I wasn't looking for that super shiny, so I was looking for the one that would match what I was looking for, which was that like almost unmetallic finish to it, and so that's kind of why I went with the one I went with. Now the design that I chose was the elemental nature design. Each one of the designs does have a symbol, and each one comes with a pin. This is the elemental nature pin. So it almost looks like a seed with thorns on it. It does have like a very woodsy look to it. So inside the chamber, again, there are about 14 other people doing the same experience with you. They will pull out a tray that shows you whichever one of the different styles that you chose from, and all the pieces will be in that tray. Once you select your pieces and start building your lightsaber, any excess pieces get taken away and put up for later use. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my lightsaber now, just the full thing. So you've got the blade here, and then the handle. And now what's cool is if you just want to carry the handle, you do have the option to remove the blade. It takes a little bit of a tug, and then the blade comes right out. And this is my lightsaber specifically. So again, I went with elemental nature, so it's got that wood look to it. It's got like brown colors. It does have a little bit of like flourish and designs and like kind of scroll work. This is if you want to use, they have a lightsaber belt clip. You can just, it sets right in there and it'll hang from your belt. And of course I went with the rancor tooth because it kind of gives me that like finish there. So this is one piece, this is another piece, this is another piece, this is a piece, and then this is a piece. So there are 2 ends to choose from, 2 middle pieces, 2 triggers, and then 2 ends here, and then 2 here as well. Without the blade in the lightsaber, if you try and switch the lightsaber on, nothing happens because there's no blade, there's no light. But I will show you the color of mine real quick, and then we're gonna kind of break this thing apart, and I'll show you what the inside looks like. So, again, I did choose purple. But we're gonna change this guy's color here in a second. So, inside, under this, these are metal pieces, these couplings on the outside. There is a plastic shell on the inside that houses the electronics as well as the kyber crystal you choose. So when you go into once you're inside, once you select your handle styles, the next thing they'll do is they do kind of like a ceremony to help you decide what color kyber crystal you want. It's basically like a look within yourself, focus on the color, and then they bring around these really cool like canister looking things that have like the kyber crystals mounted to the side of them, and you pick the kyber crystal that you want, and then it continues from there. So I'm gonna go and pull this blade out. I will say that these blades are plastic. I don't think there would be good slamming into each other. I just worry that they would break, and once they're broken, I don't think that your lightsaber would be able to light up. You can buy different blades from the actual Galaxies Edge. They have longer ones. I believe this is like a 31 inch, and I believe they go up to a 36 inch lightsaber blade. I don't know the price of the blades. It wasn't my intention to break this one, but in the event that you do break your lightsaber blade, they have the option to buy more. I will say I'm pretty sure the way that the kyber crystal works is the kyber crystals probably have some kind of RFID chip in them, and that's what transmits the color in order to change the colors. Like if you saw my Disney Haul video, in the holocrons you can change the kyber crystals there as well, which allows you to change the color of the holocron that when it lights up. Same thing with this lightsaber. I think it's some kind of RFID chip, because they don't plug into anything, the kyber crystals. There's no like electronics looks to them, so I think that's what it is. Just me kind of like assuming. Okay, so we're gonna break this guy apart. Basically, they all screw together. If you wanted to just replace the kyber crystal, the easiest way to do it is to loosen your bottom piece here so that it slides, and then loosen your top piece here so that it slides. And then there's a little like lip piece here on both sides that you can put your fingernail in, and that allows you to just kind of pop this apart. So, as you can see there, the kyber crystal is stored on the inside. It even has like a little bit of a light to it. I don't think you can see it in the video, but we're not going to stop there. That's just the easiest way. Then you can pop this kyber crystal out, change it for another kyber crystal, and then these guys go back on. If you look on the inside, there's like a blue square there, and there's a red square there. That just helps you line up on how to put the activation button back on. So, but again, like I said, we're not going to stop there. We're going to go and take this completely apart and let you see what the inside of the lightsaber looks like. I will say that when you're building these, if you're taking them apart and putting them back together, be careful on how tight you tighten these down, because these are plastic in here. The actual inside to this lightsaber is plastic, and too much force or anything like that on this is going to cause it to break. So this is what the inside of the lightsaber that they hand you looks like. It's just this piece of plastic, bottom, top. There's no blade or anything when they hand it to you originally. You just get this guy, pick out your pieces, and then go from there. Now, the way you have to look at it too is that these bands here, so like there were 2 with the band on top, and there's 2 with the band on bottom. So like if I just wanted 2 of these pieces, from what they were telling me, you couldn't do that. Well, again, they don't give you 2 of this color, but like if I wanted this top piece and the other top piece, from what I understand, you wouldn't be able to select those. I imagine you could, as long as you just turn it upside down, but I don't know. You have to pick one out of these category and one out of this category. So that's your that's the inside of the lightsaber, and the kyber crystal, as you saw earlier, goes here. This piece does lift up top to give you a little bit more room to it, and I'm going to go ahead and change out. So you saw the purple holocron crystal, you saw the purple kyber crystal inside. I'm going to go ahead and put the red one in this time, again, if you put your kyber crystal in the top first and then kind of push up to it, you kind of hear it picking up and like aligning, and now you can see there's red flashing lights in the top here. So we're gonna put this back together. So I'm gonna slide this in, this one here, and then we're gonna screw on the Rancor tooth. In theory, you should never have to take the top and the bottom off, just loosen these middle two pieces in order to change out your kyber crystal. Again, that's the first time I've taken those off and taken it completely apart. So I'm gonna line up my blue pieces and line up my red pieces, and then we're just gonna screw these guys back in. All right, now that the new kyber crystal's in there, I'm gonna slide this bad boy back in, just rotate it until it sinks in, and then you push and turn, and then it's back in, it's locked in place, and then should activate, no big deal. So, and that's what red looks like on this particular handle. It's cool. I really like this. I like the fact that you can change out the colors whenever you want to just by changing out the kyber crystals. The kyber crystals do run you $14.99 a piece. The first kyber crystal that you choose with your lightsaber comes with it. There's no extra charge. It's built into the price. You are also given a carrying case in order to carry your lightsaber around Batuu so that it doesn't get dropped or anything. And it's just this. And it's padded. Like, this is like styrofoam padding. It's got the symbol of the Jedi on it. And then the top is padded as well with a little bit of a break in between. And it's got a pretty good long armband or shoulder strap that you want. And then it cinches closed. Even this is lightly padded as well so that you can carry it around. They do this so that if you drop it or anything like that, it doesn't get broken. Like I said, these things are great. The handles are heavy, they're sturdy, they feel good when you're holding them. They're a little bulky if you've got little hands. So if you're somebody with smaller hands, I've got friggin' Sasquatch size hands, so it's okay. It's gonna be an issue holding it. I would say for kids and stuff, that the handle, the hilt is a little bit bulky. But I will say this is one of my favorite experiences from Galaxy Edge, was building this. It was very emotional. I cried a little bit during it because it's that whole like dream come true of being able to build your own lightsaber and be a Jedi and stuff like that. So I will say that this is probably my favorite experience in Batuu, completely 100%. It's better than flying the Falcon. It was better than building the droid. Both of those were amazing, and one of them I can repeat anytime we're down there. But so I just want to give you guys a little bit of information for building the lightsabers, my thoughts on it. Do I think this is worth $225? That is a hard one because I can't play with it. I can't like whack things with it. I can't hit other sabers with it, you know, so unless you're really choreographed and you're not clanking them together and stuff, this is really an ornamental piece. But I will tell you, as a 35-year-old adult, yeah, it was worth it for me because of the experience, and I would say I would probably do it again, just so that I could have two, but to go through the experience and to see the other builds and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. It is a lot of money, and I will tell you that if you're a big Star Wars fan, it's well worth saving up the $200, $225 to go do it, just because of the experience. And you get this really cool lightsaber. You know, yeah, they make these lightsabers. You can go in the shop there and buy a Kylo Ren saber or a Mace Windu saber, and those are awesome, but it's not the same. Like, yeah, there's plenty of people who are going to have a similar saber hilt to me as well, but it's not the same as going in there and doing it yourself and really kind of experiencing that whole thing. I will say Disney did a great job really bringing this experience to life, so good on you guys. So I will tell you, based on just random experience and looking at actual lightsabers that you can actually use, starting out, ones that you can actually like sword fight and stuff with, on the low end without any sounds or any kind of noises or color or anything like that, you're looking at about $400, and that's just some of the cheaper ones that I have found doing my research. So keep that in mind with this whole lightsaber building experience. That's my review of Savi's workshop and the build of the lightsaber, price guide, and everything like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do love you guys. may the Force be with you. Till tomorrow.